All right, here we go. Third annual Arizona Burn Foundation Cook Like a Firefighter contest. We're down here at the Chandler Fire Public Safety Training Center. Gonna cook a little food for the troops. You know, this competition is all about bragging rights, and here in Chandler, we're going for that three-peat, so we figured we better bring him here. So I brought my boy. But let's not forget, whatever department wins, it's all for the kids. So let's make sure we get our votes in. Let's go in the kitchen and see what we can do. Okay, so this year I figured let's just make it super simple. All right, so in the fire station, at home, we don't have a lot of time. So we need something that we can just season, start, and then walk away from, and then we don't have to worry about. Especially if you're at home, if you got a big party, weekend plans, whatever, this is a real easy dish to make, super versatile, and it's minimal effort. You can walk away, and when you're done, you got a ton of food to feed a lot of hungry people. All right, so what we're gonna do this year, I'm gonna call this Bopshi's Beef. Bopshi's very busy. She's always running around. She doesn't have time to slave away in the kitchen all day, so what we're gonna start with here is a chuck roast, okay? You can get these anywhere. They go on sale pretty often. It's a fairly inexpensive cut of meat, so there's a lot of fat in here. Fat equals flavor, all right? So we're gonna cook this thing low and slow. Like I said, we're gonna throw it in the oven and pretty much not have to worry about it for a few hours. So what I got here is about a 2.5, 3-pound chuck roast, okay? We're gonna get our glass dish. Just throw your chuck roast in there. Now, like I said, simple. Montreal steak seasoning. I like this. It's got big pieces of coarse salt in here, a lot of garlic, pepper. And all we do is we're gonna generously season this thing, and I'm talking generous, all right? Don't be skimpy. You should have to buy another one of these by the time you're done, all right? Make sure you cover every little bit of this, and don't worry about trimming any fat off of this. Don't worry about butterflying it or making it lay flat. Nothing. We're gonna take all the guesswork out of it. Just make sure you cover all the meat with seasoning. Smush it down in there. Another way is it's gonna cook a little faster if you need it to. Make sure you take it out of the fridge about 30 to 45 minutes before you start prepping it, because that'll make it cook a lot faster, all right? So now that we're done, got that nice and seasoned, we need to cover it with tin foil. Aluminum foil, sorry. All right, so we want that on there tight, okay? So we're gonna cook this 3-pound chuck, probably gonna take about 3.5 to 4 hours. And then we're gonna check on it, okay? So keep the tin foil on there. By that being on there, it's gonna kind of let all that steam stay in there, let all that evaporative flavor stay in and kind of penetrate the meat. All that oil is gonna stay in there instead of getting cooked off. And all that fat's gonna render out. We wanna keep all those juices in here while it cooks, okay? And once we take it out, we'll take the foil off and we'll crisp it up, all right? So I got my oven set to about 325. If you wanna do 350, that's fine, but remember, it's low and slow. But this is it. You've just made dinner. Now we just gotta wait, okay? Okay, so it's been about 3.5 hours, so it's time to check on the meat. Now, remember, it's hot, okay? So when we pull this out, we gotta make sure that we're adequately protected. So time to throw on the old chef's apron, right? Now you got a couple of different pot holders at home. You got these flat ones or the full glove ones. For this one, I recommend the full glove, because if you're holding that pan and it tilts and spills on you, if it hits your forearm and it's not protected, you might drop that thing on your foot, and then the next thing you know, you're on injured reserve, all right? Sorry, Antonio Hamilton. All right, shout out. Okay, let's go check this meat. Another thing to remember is when you pull this pan out, you don't want to have any trip hazards around you. We know about those little ones that are in the kitchen, but maybe you got a little chunky boy running around too. We gotta make sure that he don't get caught up between our feet, all right? Stay over here, buddy. This thing's gonna be full of oil, and you don't wanna burn yourself. You also wanna be careful pulling off this foil. All that steam is gonna come out of there. You don't want to catch a finger, okay? Get that flavor. Woo! Okay, just tongs, so we just want to test the meat, right? It should shred pretty easily, so I'm just gonna pinch it, give it a little slight twist. Okay, now with chuck roast, remember I said it's kind of a cheaper cut. There's some fat in there, so if you see any big pieces of fat, you wanna make sure you pull those out and just kind of throw them to the side. You can feed them to your little chunky boy homie over there, or make some chicharrones or something, okay? So if this does not shred easily, just throw it back in for another 30 minutes, covered, and then keep checking on it, all right? So we wanna shred this up. We're just gonna throw it in the oven for about another 10-15 minutes, uncovered. And what this is gonna do is it's gonna crisp it up a little bit, give it a little bit of a crunch. And after about 10-15 minutes, see a little more brown on top. All right, what do we do with this pile of flavor? Easy. Maybe you have some condiments, you already got some pico, some cheese. Hey, maybe you got some 2020 first place salsa that you've already know how to make. Maybe you got some 2021 molletes already sitting there ready to go. What are you gonna do with the 2022 recipe? Well, how about a burrito, okay? A little meat, a little pico, a little cheese. Boom, next. Oh, you want a taco? Easy. Taco. Oh, you're keto? No problem, bro, got you. Next. Oh, that hot new carnivore diet, okay. Boom, there you go, no cheese for you. What? You're vegan?